Hey everyone, so we've got this 40-foot triple garage that we've been working on. So that's going to be three 40-foot containers joined together. This is the middle section. So I wanted to go over this middle section while we are about halfway done and kind of show you how we solved the roof sagging problem and a few other issues. So let's turn around and take a look. So there are obviously a lot of ways to skin this cat, so to speak, but most of your ways, because this is a 40-foot container, are going to involve a center post. So there's really no getting around the center post to do this right for snow load, because the 40-foot span, that would be like a 18-inch or 24-inch tall I-beam or truss. I mean, you're just getting ridiculous. So add the center post and it uncomplicates things. So what we did is a 6-inch I-beam on top, corner post to corner post, and then we did some additional spacers in here. You can see one there and one there. And then we canted the roof up. So the roof comes up a little bit, and that's to help shed water and snow and that possibility. So with the center posts, we've got those welded in. Those are at the middle mark. And then we've got the 6-inch I-beam on both sides because this is the center unit of this triple garage. So this garage is going to be 24 feet deep and 40 feet wide. So center post, 6-inch I-beam on top. So now when we pick this container up with the loader, this container is not flexing at all. When we didn't have the 6-inch I-beam on top, the entire container was bending because this little C channel on all your containers at the bottom, this is not an I-beam. It's a C channel and it's very thin metal. So once you cut the corrugation out, they don't have a lot of strength left, obviously. So if you put the 6-inch I-beam on top, you've pretty much solved your roof, flexing, everything. So this will get a gasket along this edge, and all three of these will bolt together. So as we come along with this project, we will keep updating, but the I-beam to me is the simplest way to solve this. You could leave some corrugation hanging down and then put a 2-inch beam on the bottom of that corrugation. That would sort of make an I-beam for you. That'd be a little bit more cost effective. We just didn't want to intrude into the container as far as ceiling height. So let me show you the front unit, and then we're getting ready to start working on the back unit. So this is the front unit. You've got two 16-foot garage doors. This will not require an I-beam on the top because we've left a lot of corrugation here. We've reinforced it here. And then you've got the center piece of corrugation. So you just need a center post in the back. So this is just going to get an I-beam on the back top. The front piece does not need it. This has very little flex. When you cut the corrugation out and then add back in steel tubing, it really strengthens everything back up. And our main concern with this is not flex when we pick these up. It's really just snow load, walking on top, things like that. So let's swing around to the back and take a look. There's a shot of the back. So we need to put an I-beam on the back, and then your back container is going to be this container reversed with an I-beam on the front of it. So, like I said, we will update when we get all these done. The interesting thing with high cube, or all your 40-foot containers pretty much now are high cube. You can still find standard, don't get me wrong. But you have a 7-foot garage door, and so you can do a 12-degree radius track and get your garage door tucked up a little bit because you have an extra foot of ceiling height. But unless you're doing a garage like this, where you have extra track to come into your next unit, you cannot do a taller door because your width of your container is 8 feet. And if you have a 7-foot tall door, that door needs to come back and stop. That track does. So you could almost go with an 8-foot door in a double garage like this, but then your tracks stick out and it creates a wide load when you're shipping it. So that extra foot of height may not be worth all the extra work. But what is nice about a high cube container with a 7-foot garage door is you can use that 12-degree radius track instead of 15-degree and get your tracks tucked up to the ceiling instead of hanging down and having to use double track. It gets pretty exotic when you're doing a 7-foot tall garage door in a 20-foot container. So we will keep you updated as we move along, but I want to shoot this while we're kind of halfway in between on this project.